Arjuna. Mahaprajna Paramitasastra. 8 Yen Lamad. Composed by the bodhisattva Nagarjuna and translated by the Tripitaka Dharmakarya Kumarajava of the land of Kaucha. Under the later Tsin. Translated from the French. By Gelongma Karma Migmi Chodron 2001. Chapter 44 Sympathetic Joy and Transfer of Merit. By means of a simple mind of sympathetic joy in regard to the qualities of another, the bodhisattva gains merit infinitely superior to the merit of all other beings, for he applies this merit to supreme complete enlightenment. Taking delight in the qualities of another and applying the merit to Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi place the bodhisattva in the first rank of the Buddha's disciples. First section surpassing the high qualities of the sravakas. Sutra. The bodhisattva Mahasattva who, by a thought of sympathetic joy, wishes to surpass the generosity of all the sravakas and pratyekabuddhas, must practice the perfection of wisdom. The bodhisattva Mahasattva who, by a thought of sympathetic joy, wishes to surpass the morality of the sravakas and pratyekabuddhas must practice the perfection of wisdom. The bodhisattva Mahasattva who, by a thought of sympathetic joy, wishes to surpass the concentration, wisdom, deliverance, knowledge, and vision of deliverance of the sravakas and pratyekabuddhas must practice the perfection of wisdom. Sastra. I. Definition of sympathetic joy. For the mind of sympathetic joy, see the Sui Hai Pin. Here is an example of sympathetic joy. Someone is practicing the qualities in question, viz. generosity, morality, etc. A spectator rejoices in it and congratulates him, saying, "That is good." In this impermanent world enveloped in the shadows of ignorance, you are strengthening the great mind of Bodhi and you are planting this merit. Imagine there is a seller and a purchaser of all sorts of wonderful perfumes. A third person comes near and stands to one side. He also breathes the perfumed air. The perfume, nevertheless, does not diminish at all and the two people doing business lose nothing. Imagine also a donor and a beneficiary. A third person, standing beside them, is joyful in the good action. He rejoices with them, but the other two lose nothing. Such is the characteristic of sympathetic joy. Thus, just by a mind of sympathetic joy, the bodhisattva surpasses the practitioners of the two vehicles. What more could be said if he himself practices the qualities in which he is rejoicing? 2. Superiority of sympathetic joy over good action. Question. How can the bodhisattva, by means of a mind of sympathetic joy, surpass the sravakas and pratyekabuddhas who, themselves, give in kind? Answer. While the sravakas and pratyekabuddhas are making such gifts, the bodhisattva who is standing by, notices them. He thinks about it carefully, is pleased thereby and congratulates the authors. Taking the merit resulting from this sympathetic joy, he applies it to supreme and perfect enlightenment to save all beings. Thus he gains immense Buddha attributes. By means of the twofold merit of sympathetic joy and the application of merit, he surpasses the generosity carried out by the sravakas and pratyekabuddhas. Furthermore, by means of his knowledge of the true nature of dharmas and his sympathetic joy, the bodhisattva surpasses the generosity of the sravakas and pratyekabuddhas. Moreover, by means of his thought of sympathetic joy, the bodhisattva gains a merit the fruit of retribution of which he applies to veneration of the Buddhas of the 3 times and the 10 directions. Thus he surpasses the generosity of the sravakas and pratyekabuddhas. This is like a man who, having made a small offering to the king, derives a great reward from it. Or it is like a man who, by blowing gently into a conch, produces a very powerful sound. Finally, by the quality of his sympathetic joy, the bodhisattva brings together numberless other qualities that, until the end of things, will not disappear. In the same way, if one pours a little bit of water into the ocean, it will not disappear until the end of the kalpa. What has been said here about generosity is also true for the other qualities of the sravaka, viz. morality, concentrations, wisdom, deliverance, knowledge, and vision of deliverance. By means of a single thought of sympathetic joy, the bodhisattva surpasses all these qualities. 3. Superiority of the bodhisattva over the other disciples. After the Buddhas come the bodhisattvas, and after the bodhisattvas come the sravakas and pratyekabuddhas. However, here the Prajnaparamita Sutra speaks of the bodhisattva who wishes to surpass the generosity, etc., of the sravakas and pratyekabuddhas. What is there to be astonished at in the fact that,